Minecraft released a world filled with minigames and secrets to celebrate their 15th anniversary. After doing everything I could and 100%ing the whole world, I figured what better to do than to rank every single minigame. So without further ado, let's get into it. As a quick disclaimer, I just want to say that I played these games together with my friends, which might give a different experience than if you played on your own. We ranked these together to try and make the most objective list possible, so keep that in mind as we continue on. Number 14. So there are 14 games total, and I'm going to go down the list from worst to best. To start us off, we have a tie between two games. Strider Stroller and Sniff and Seek are both contenders for the worst game on this list. In Sniff and Seek, which is found in the exploration section, you play as a sniffer and have to sniff pink flowers that randomly appear. The map for this game is really small and you move slow too. It probably did help that three of us were all playing on this at the same time. I often found myself just looking around and waiting for flowers to show up since we grabbed all the available ones. Strider Stroller, found in the Dimension section, is a 2D platformer based minigame where you just head to the right and collect coins. There are striders that you can ride and bounce off of, and you can find hidden enchanted books to upgrade the crossbow that you have. But since the crossbow is only used to kill some enemies in your way, it's not necessary. The game is too long for its own good and is boring to just look through. Just hope that you get the sticker first try so you don't have to play this game again if you want 100%. Number 12. Next up we have Temple Dash. Also found in the exploration section, this game has you going through a dungeon where you have to kill mobs and dodge traps. This may sound exciting, but it's really not. The enemies are easy to kill and the traps are easy to avoid, except for one annoying automatic arrow trap. The most challenge that comes from this minigame is just finding the correct path to escape from the dungeon, which just makes it a slog to get through. Number 11. Found in the exploration section is Mushroom Madness. You have to jump around the mushroom island and strike the different mushrooms with lightning in order to change their color. But since the mushrooms can start out as either color, it's really easy to accidentally undo one that you had already struck with lightning. Playing this with multiple people is extra confusing, as you have no real way to tell which cows other people have already hit before wasting time going up to them. This definitely had potential to be better, but I think it was implemented a little poorly. Number 10. This spot goes to Elytra Ring Rush. It brings back memories. If you played the Legacy Console Edition, you may remember the minigame called Glide. And while this is not that, it is a little similar in the fact that you have to glide through rings and get the fastest time. You also have a rocket that refreshes every couple of seconds. But there's only one map to play on and it's really not that good, so the game got stale really quickly. After just a couple of rounds, I was bored by just how repetitive it was. Slight nostalgia is enough to save this from being 10 on the list. Number 9. In the aquarium area, we have Frog Feeding Frenzy. For this game, you use a frog-shaped blaster to shoot down slime balloons and avoid magma balloons. Frog can be hard to control, with the tongue not always being able to catch up with where your cursor is. Even so, it was quite enjoyable to play a couple rounds of, but it probably isn't something that I would want to return to. Number 8. Going back to the exploration zone, we can find Spot the Wandering Trader. This game is quite simple. Throughout a couple of different maps, each one has a wandering trader and its two llamas hidden separately. This one's fun to do, but once you find them on every map, they won't change spots, leaving no room for replayability, dropping this down to the 8th spot. Number 7. Library Labyrinth can be found at the Caves and Cliffs section. Wander around a maze in a top-down view and try to collect the items vendors that appear randomly to get the most points. There are also monsters walking around that will make you lose points if you run into them. It isn't too good or bad to play, leaving it at the middle of the road. Number 6. In the Buzzy Bee section lies a minigame also called Buzzy Bees. This game transforms you and your friends into bees. You have to avoid illagers, rain, and weather roses while collecting nectar from plants and bringing them back to your hive. This is a game where I can't tell whether multiplayer helps or hinders it. Trying to steal nectar from your friends adds some challenge to the game that's sorely lacking in it. There are also some weirdly placed invisible walls that can be hard to navigate from the top-down perspective that you play it in. All these reasons cut this game short from making it to the top of the list. Number 5. Now, we're in the top 5. The rest of the games on this list are really fun to play, and are games that are good enough to where I would come back into this world just so I could play them again. Anyways, Pot Shuffle, the last mini-game on the exploration zone, takes the next spot on this list. An emerald is put into one of 3 pots that are shuffled around. Find the pot with the emerald in it, and you go to the next round. As the rounds increase, the number of pots and speed at which they are shuffled also increase. This game is a classic and it's fun to play. After playing it so many times, I still never got bored of it. Number 4. Turning to the Caves and Cliffs area brings us to the Dig Down minigame. As the name suggests, you are given some tools and have to try and dig down to the bottom as fast as you can. As you mine, you can find pockets of air to speed up your descent, or you can find lava and cobwebs to slow you down. Playing with friends, you can sabotage each other and steal their progress. Layout changes each time you play, giving it a ton of replayability. This one's fun to play alone or with friends. Number 3. Minecart Mayhem can also be found in the Caves and Cliffs area. This game has you jumping from 3 different rails while avoiding TNT minecarts. Getting it doesn't mean you're out though, as it only deals damage and knocks you in the air, giving you a chance to save yourself. It was addictive, as I'd try to outlast my friends on this game and get the highest time. Number 2. All the way down in the Alpha World, you can find a computer letting you hop into a minigame exploring an older version of Minecraft. If you have already played this, you may be thinking that I put this game way too high, as usually, all you do is swap between the alpha and modern versions of Minecraft to solve simple puzzles. It's good, but it's not top 5 good. But, that's only if you play the game as it's intended. Not only did we find that this is a good map to play hide and seek in, my friends and I also discovered a game-breaking glitch. By swapping versions, when you're at a place where there would be blocks in the other version, we brought to the top of those blocks, allowing you to not only find some good hiding spots, but also completely break out of the map. Probably spent hours using this glitch to explore outside of the map and see how far you could take it, making it get an enjoyable experience. Next, we have an honorable and dishonorable mention. For the dishonorable mention, I will include a game called Excavation, found in the Exploration World, but it's not even really a game. Because of that, I decided to put it here and not have it take up a spot on the list. But if I did, it would be at the very bottom. All you do is use a brush on spots on the ground and dig up items. Once you dig everything up, you'll get a sticker. There's no timer, and you don't get to keep what you find. The only saving grace is that it's over quickly. The honorable mention is just hide and seek. It's not an actual minigame on the world, but you can still play it throughout the different areas. Like I said earlier, the alpha game and many other areas are a fantastic place to play hide and seek in. Some areas even have good hiding spots, almost like they were made for it. Now for number 1. If you've been keeping track, you may already know that the number 1 is the cave parkour found in the caves and cliffs. You can't go wrong with parkour. While the original track is simple enough for anyone to beat it, there are some really hard skips that you can pull off if you really want to get a low time. This is definitely the minigame that I spent the most time on. Trying to get the lowest time can be time consuming, but it's fun to do. That's all of the minigames ranked. Though they all weren't so great, the ones that are good are actually really good. It can also be an enjoyable challenge to find all the stickers scattered throughout the world. Overall, this was a good experience, and I'm excited to see what they will release for the next anniversary. Subscribe.